You know, it's nights like these when I'm gonna miss smoking. Just being out at night, lighting up a doob, smoking on a big fat doob. Ah. You know, I used to actually smoke cigarettes when I was younger. I used to smoke like 20 a day, maybe even 40, 60 at the weekend. And yeah, I've not smoked in, I don't know when I stopped. I think I stopped actually when I get diabetes. I get diabetes, diagnosed with diabetes when I was 23. And I stopped smoking then. So it's been 10 years that I've not smoked for. And I still miss I still miss the action of like smoking cigarettes. I think that's why I like smoking joints. And even when I see folks smoking, it makes me want a cigarette. Like whether I see folks smoking on like in a film or can even out in the street or even in a night out, I just think, oh, that looks good. But then as soon as like I've tried a few cigarettes since I stopped, but as soon as I try one, I'm like, that's disgusting. I just can't get into it. But for some reason, I'm still drawn to the action of smoking, and I still think it looks cool. I don't care what MD says. Smoking looks cool as fuck. This is the wee ice cream shop just in the wee town or village. Is Mauchline a village or a town? Must be a village. In the wee village that I stay in. Great ice cream. And I've always loved the front of the shop, so it's a cool it's a cool shot if it turns out well. It might be too dark to see me, I don't know. And I wore all black, which isn't going to help. I look as if I'm about to break into the place. But yeah, I like the front of this shop. It's cool. And me and my wife just own a wee yoga studio just a few doors up the road. So should actually do a video in the yoga studio one day. That'd be pretty cool. Never thought of that. But yeah. I always feel like I always feel like I'm running out of like I never know what to talk about. For some reason I'm starting to feel that there's pressure to talk about not important things, but just to talk like to make it interesting. I think because can folk are messaging me with every video pretty much just either saying like can they relate to it or can they feel the same or just I don't know. I think it's why I've been enjoying doing them because it actually feels like it's doing something. And I just like connecting with folk. So when folk reach out, when they've listened to it, it's cool. I really like it. Just keep stopping to talk when these cars go by because they're pretty loud. So I don't know if you'll be able to hear me when they drive by. But I can't remember what I was talking about there. See, I'm not even smoking, and I'm forgetting what I'm talking about. Aye, that's it. Just the pressure. For some reason, I keep feeling like there's pressure to make these interesting rather than just doing it for why I started it. More of a more of a daily diary of like it's more probably how I'm feeling rather than what I'm actually saying. Because then I can look back and see where I was in my life. Because who knows what I'll be doing in like 6 months, a year, 5 years, 10 years. Like, it's going to be a pretty cool. If I do keep it up for a year, which I plan to do, like minimum, it's going to be a pretty cool, like, selection of, I don't know the word, just a cool, like, thing that I can look back on and watch over and see, like, how I used to think, how I used to process thoughts. Because I feel like you always feel like every few years you always look back and think, what an idiot I was. And I'm doing it pretty much every like 6 months to a year now. Every time I look back 6 months ago or a year ago, I just think like, man, I was so stupid then. And from a year from now, I'll probably look back and think the exact same. And even just like, especially the way you dress and stuff like that. Like, it's so funny looking back at all pictures and seeing how you dressed and how you thought you looked cool as fuck and you look ridiculous. And just like the way you act and your stuff like that, I feel like you're always. I feel like everybody's always trying to act cool, especially growing up. Like, being cool was like the most important thing in the world to you. And I mean, I know some folk that are still like that still just want to be seen as being cool, or I don't know, I guess don't want to embarrass themselves. When the reality is, it's probably more embarrassing trying to act cool. And I'm not saying I don't do it anymore. Like, of course I do, and I still feel everybody does, but the more I'm getting older, the more I know myself, and I know that I don't care about being embarrassing, or I don't care about humiliation. Like, I don't, it doesn't bother me. Like, I like laughing at myself for being stupid. I think it's a good trait to have, and I feel like I've only developed it like recently. And I think part of that is having a wife and kids, and you realise that, I don't know, it's so funny. I'm trying to put it into words, but I'm struggling. It's just so funny how when you're a kid, your mum and dad are embarrassing at some point to you. Like, when you're really wee, they're not, and then you get to a certain age where it's like, right now they're embarrassing, and my mum and dad, like, they try and make you embarrassed because they think it's funny. And now that I've got kids, like, I understand that now. Because it's like, to them, being cool is the most important thing in the world. And you're trying to show them that the reality is that it's not. And actually being cool is just being yourself and embracing your weirdness and what you're like. And I think that's what parents say. I think that's why they like being like, embarrassing to their kids because they're trying to show them that like embracing that is actually the cool thing, not trying to act cool. And like I said, it's a shame because there's still like there's folk my age and older that are still playing that game of like trying to act cool to their friends, to like kind of followers, to whoever. And they obviously are blind to it, like they can't see that it's by doing it, like by doing it, it makes you not cool. And folk just want you to be yourself. Like that's what I like. I like folk that can just be themselves and not care about being embarrassed or humiliated. They're my favourite kind of folk. Yeah. See you tomorrow.